Russia began to face major problems with Shahid drones after Israel's attack on Iran. Recall, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps confirmed that its aerospace commander, Amir Ali Hajizadeh, was killed in an Israeli airstrike on a command facility. Hajizadeh was sanctioned by the European Union in 2022 for overseeing Tehran's supply of Shahid-type drones to Russia for use in its war against Ukraine, which have become a key component of Moscow's war against Ukraine. He played a central role in advancing Iran's drone and missile capabilities, meeting with then-Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu in 2023 to showcase Iranian weapons. Along with North Korea, Iran has been a key ally to Russia during its full-scale war against Ukraine, providing thousands of Shahid strike drones and short-range ballistic missiles. The drones, cheap and packed with explosives, have become a central weapon in Russia's aerial assaults on Ukraine since their introduction in late 2022. Known for flying long distances before slamming into targets, they are now mass-produced by Russia and launched in near-nightly waves to overwhelm Ukrainian air defenses. Iran has been one of Russia's key allies during the course of the full-scale invasion, second only to that of North Korea. Russia's default weapon for its near-nightly barrages of Ukrainian cities are variations of the Iranian-designed Shahid drone, imported versions of which first appeared in Ukraine skies in October 2022. Since then, attacks have only escalated and recent mass strikes have seen nearly 500 Shahid-type drones launched per night. Events in Iran to have an effect on Russia's ability to launch mass drone strikes. But Russia has set up factories on its own territory to produce Iranian Shahid drones under license. Samuel Bendet, a senior fellow at the Center for a New American Security, said most if not all Shahid-type drones used by Russia are now domestically produced, so the Israeli attack on Iran is not going to disrupt whatever flows used to exist. But Russia may have difficulty obtaining newer versions of the Shahid that it doesn't yet mass-produce domestically, such as the Shahid 238, which is a turbojet-powered model that can fly much faster than previous versions. A more unknown quantity are the Iranian ballistic missiles reportedly delivered to Russia late last year.
Russian dictator Vladimir Putin and his entourage are very scared by Israel's operation against Iran. The Kremlin fears a repeat of this attack against them. This opinion was expressed by Russian political strategist Stanislav Belkovsky in an interview with The Resource and Graham Sounded. The expert noted that the Israelis, during their operation against Iran, repeated the tactics of the Ukrainian spider's web. Iran is disappearing as an important supplier of ballistic missiles and drones to Russia. Iran will have no time for Moscow now. As a military ally, it is losing its former significance for Moscow. But this is not the most terrible thing for the Kremlin now. Israel leaked, publishing the scenario of the special operation that was carried out on Iranian territory, and as a result of which, as we know, several senior military leaders were killed, including the chief of the General Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces and the commander of the IRGC, and up to 10 leading scientists who were involved in the nuclear program. All these people were eliminated by drones deployed on Iranian territory. According to the scenario and plot, this is a repeat of Operation Spider's Web, which the Ukrainian Special Services carried out on Russian territory on June the 1st. One gets the impression that these two operations were planned from a single center, or at least used the same intellectual and technological resources. And this instills genuine awe in the Kremlin masters. Is there a car with drones not far from their residence? Belkovsky said. He believes that after such a weakening of Iran, US President Donald Trump can turn up the heat on Putin, forcing him to make peace with Ukraine. It is noteworthy that the Russian authorities have already rushed to condemn Israel's massive strike on Iran. The Russian Foreign Ministry cynically accused Jerusalem of an unprovoked strike on peacefully sleeping citizens and of destroying peace in the region. Israel's military campaign against Iran's nuclear facilities, missile arsenal, and senior leadership is expected to last for at least 14 days, a senior Israeli official has told the Wall Street Journal. The official noted that the extended time frame reflects Israel's strategic goal of delivering sustained and comprehensive damage beyond what could be achieved in a single wave of airstrikes. The operation aims to significantly degrade Iran's nuclear program while simultaneously targeting military infrastructure and leadership figures, thereby reducing the likelihood of an organized retaliatory response. This strategy mirrors previous Israeli military campaigns, particularly its long-term operations against Hezbollah in Lebanon, where Israel sought to weaken the group's capabilities through a combination of targeted strikes and prolonged pressure, the source said. The famous Russian Z-War correspondent Mikhail Polinkov complained about the low quality of the personnel of the Russian occupation army. He noted that the Russians are fighting against Ukraine not for an idea, but out of necessity, for money. The Russian army today is a gathering of prisoners, dependents, and the poor, burdened with numerous loans. In addition, according to the Z Patriot, they are also deceived by Kremlin propaganda about the real state of affairs at the front. There were truly ideological ones in 2014 and in 22 when the SVO began. They really went in order to win. Now there is no longer a goal of liberating Kiev, Odessa. This is why those who have problems with money go there, first of all, and they go without realizing what they are going for, what is actually happening there, because they get information from TV. Polinkov said, "Doctors in Russia say Russian President Vladimir Putin's soldiers are coming home as aggressive zombies. A large number are now alcoholics or drug addicts who have to embrace the violence and cruelty they saw on the front line. Meanwhile, Russia has focused its war economy on the invasion. Western sanctions and isolation in the markets have not prevented the Kremlin from devoting most of its productive capacity to armaments. They make missiles in bread factories, assemble ammunition in tractor industries. They try at all costs to resupply themselves. Vladimir Putin has not shelved his goal of subduing Ukraine. Ukrainian weapons, some of them supplied by its Western allies, are overstretched at many points on the front lines. Russia does not have better weapons, but it has more material. And their strategy is to throw everything at us," explains Yevgeny, one of the soldiers of the 47th, which was established with weapons such as US-made M2 Bradley and German Leopard 2 tanks, supplied by NATO allied countries. The Kremlin is firing artillery and drones of various types and employing frontal assaults, feigned attacks, and smoke to conceal the onslaughts. In this regard, the zombie army is very useful to Putin.